Thank you, audience and candidates, for being here. Councilwoman Katz, my first question is about the contributions to the employee pension funds from the city budget, which this year total $6.7 billion, which is about 11% of the budget, and that percentage has grown from about 1% at the beginning of the decade. So my question is, what level of contribution from the city budget to the pension funds do you think is sustainable and appropriate over the long term, and how would you help the city achieve that level?
I think the first thing is clearly we need to figure out how to cut pension costs as we move forward. You know, we talk a lot about Tier 5, and that should be the answer to the question. I am in a disagreement with that. Number one, I wouldn't count on Albany really to deliver anything that is finite and we're sure that we're going to get. And at this point, I believe that a lot of the costs have gone contract by contract. And so my vision of this, and as chair of the Land Use Committee, this has been the type of negotiations and results-oriented type of discussions that we have had at my committee, is to put everyone in the room, including the labor, including the city, but of course the mayor would have to take the lead on this since he's the one that does the negotiations. But at the end of the day, we need to find savings. We need to find savings because some unions care deeply about what age they can retire. Some unions care deeply about the number of years they need to work. Some unions care deeply about the health care that they need to contribute or the number of years that they need to contribute into the retirement fund. So I believe that we can do it contract by contract as opposed to having one answer that fits all. And as controller, I would be more than happy to be somewhat of an advocate and help with the negotiations as they move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Our first response from Mr. Liu.
Thank you very much, and that is a very relevant question that is at the forefront of a lot of people's minds nowadays. The pension costs for the city have been escalating rapidly in recent years. I think if you compare it to a private sector benefits. Oh, I only get 30 seconds? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think the answer to your question would be that it should be around 8 to 10% of the total payroll cost, which is about maybe 65 to 70% of the city's budget. Thank you.
Mr. Yaski?
Yeah, I'm not going to give you an exact number, but it certainly has got to be less than it is today. And, you know, the CBC work on this produced many startling numbers. One that popped out at me that for a uniform services employee who retires, you know, in his or her 40s with full pension, guaranteed health care, the value of that retirement package is over $3 million. In other words, someone's walking away with effectively a $3 million bank account. That is not sustainable. So, of course, the level of pension benefits are going to have to be reduced.
Mr. Weprin.
Yeah, obviously the pension costs have gone up. A lot of it is related to the turmoil in the equity markets over the last couple of years, and obviously when the equity markets were going through the roof, there was less of a city contribution. But I think we have to do everything, and the mayor, and I've argued with the mayor on many occasions, but I do agree with his negotiations with the union where there were over $2 billion in negotiated pension benefits through the last collective bargaining, and I think we have to continue that as well.